Welcome to Top Tip Tuesday again. This week's tip is for those looking to get started on the property ladder and really struggling for that deposit, which is generally the biggest challenge. And today we're just going to give you some tips on how to achieve that deposit and get you on the property ladder. So I know we've all been there with our first property, and it's really, if you can have some guidance, some tips, it's really going to get you there faster. So the first way we could do it is we could look at what's known as a family guarantor. So this might be a sibling or a parent that owns a property and has got more than 20% equity in that property. So they can essentially use that equity, or 20% of that equity of the property, for the deposit on your first property. That's a legal document that's done up. The banks are all very aware. If you're not sure how that operates, I would suggest you speak to the bank or a mortgage broker that can explain it in a bit more detail. It's very safe, very protected. It's a great way. So family guarantor is one way we can do it. Another way is we can ask our employer for a loan for the deposit. I actually did that with my first property. There's actually several benefits for the employer as well as yourself. So it not only gets you on the property ladder sooner, but the employer, it's some commitment. So now you're going to have a debt to the employer. So everyone's struggling to keep employees now. So it's a great way to just firm up that relationship and to show the employer that you're serious about your job. You're going to be there for the longer term, and they can help you out, and it's a sort of a two-way win there. So don't be afraid to ask the question. They may not be in a position or may not be able to help you, but that's okay. But you could always ask that question and just see what their response is. As I said, I did that myself for my first property, then paid them back when I was able to. Thirdly, we could look for a short-term loan. So this could be, if you have access to a credit card or a personal loan or someone that can lend you the money, always ask the questions, make sure you factor it in, make sure you have a repayment schedule in place, make sure you can afford that extra payment, but it may be a way of helping you into the property ladder. Just remember, you will be saving rent, so there's a huge benefit to getting onto the property ladder, and the way the market is going with rentals and rental income figures are increasing. This is going to be much more beneficial to you in the longer run to get on the property ladder. So I hope that's helped, can give them some inspiration to those first home buyers. Even if you're not quite there, don't give up, don't blow the money, just put it in an account, keep it away, just keep chipping at it, and just speaking to your finance specialist. Another scheme that's been introduced to help first home buyers is a government scheme known as the First Home Loan Deposit Scheme. Now this is a scheme where it will help first home owners that have a very small deposit. So generally, if you don't have a 20% deposit, you can start with less, but the banks or the lenders will charge you lender's mortgage insurance. So it's an insurance policy because they're taking a bigger risk, lending you a bigger percentage of the property value. So with up to 5% deposit, if you've got a 5% deposit and you qualify for the First Home Loan Deposit Scheme, the government will guarantee the loan, which means the banks won't charge you the lender's mortgage insurance, which can be several $1,000s, anywhere between $5,000 to $20,000. So it's a massive figure that you have to save on top of the 5 or 10% deposit. So that can really get you on the ladder quicker. Speak to your lending specialist about that. It is an allocated basis per lender, but it's a great scheme to really help you and get you in with a smaller funding needed to get started. So hope that's helped everyone, given someone inspiration, and see you next Tuesday.